Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have wonderful guests in studio. They're from Optimum Investment Advisors. I have Terry McCaffrey. He's the CEO, and he's joined by Mark Johnson, the Managing Director.
Thank you,
Gentlemen,
Liz.
thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Tell me a little bit about your firm.
Sure. Optimum Investment Advisors is a Chicago-based firm. We've been in business since 1989.
Wow, that's great.
We are an independent registered investment advisors. So we work directly for our clients. We're fee-based advisors. We don't take commissions or revenues from any other source but our clients. So
that's excellent. Mark, tell me what makes Optimum different from other financial choices we have.
It's a good question, Liz. I think what I would say is that at the heart of it is relationship. Mm-hmm. When we have clients, they are our clients for a long period of time, many times multi-generational relationships. Unlike larger firms that have a cast that kind of changes over time, we have a relationship with those clients for many, many years. That allows us to deepen the relationship and to really get to know them better. In volatile markets, it's particularly important.
Well, they say money grows with time, too.
Very much.
Very much. Yeah. Terry, tell me a little bit about your background.
I've been in the wealth management, investment management business really for my entire career. I started in the banking industry, but on the trust and investment side. Later spent some time in the brokerage industry. I was the CEO of LaSalle Financial Services for 6 years, and then had the opportunity to come over to Optimum and work in the investment advisory space, which through that time as I said, is a different sort of business than the brokerage and the trust business. But
And who's on your team? Obviously, we have Mark here, but who else is on your team?
Well, we have a very experienced staff at Optimum. We have 13 investment professionals, all with very similar backgrounds. Very experienced with hedge funds and research and investment banks and brokerage firms and trust departments. So typically you'll find that our advisors have about a 20-year average experience level, but more importantly, they've held several positions throughout their career. So we've all spent time learning the business from the back office to the front office to dealing with clients. So it's a little different organization than many places in that respect.
That's great. Mark, tell me a little bit about how your firm makes their investment decisions. I think this is a question.
Important question, yeah. We get information from sources around the world, large brokerage firms, Wall Street research. We also have proprietary models that we run to really identify sectors and individual securities that appear misvalued. From there, we do fundamental research. We have regular meetings of the investment committee to kind of discuss this, and it's very collegial. It's really one of the benefits is, you have to true up to each other. In these meetings, we challenge each other to come up with good ideas at work, and it's very collegial that way.
Right. Well, it sounds like that you guys really work as a team, and so, Mark, I may hire you, but I get the benefit of the entire team.
That's exactly it.
Which is really nice.
Yes.
Really nice. Tell me a little bit about how you manage the investment account for clients. How does that work?
Well, we try to capitalize on that process Mark just described, the very research-intensive process, and then tailor that to make sure that our clients have a voice in their portfolio. Particularly in times like this, in the period we've just gone through, adjusting a portfolio, making sure that our clients understand what we're buying and why we own something, and then avoiding investments if they're uncomfortable with those particular classes, or they're just perhaps philosophically against them. So I think that's really something that makes us a little bit different, is we want our clients to have a voice in their portfolio. We want them to interact with us, and we get a lot of good ideas from clients too. So
we deal with successful people from a lot of different backgrounds. And alternatively, too, what we do is we have custom portfolios for people. You know, unlike a lot of firms that have maybe 4 model portfolios and you go in and you're in one of those, we really don't do that. So that we feel that's a very strong advantage for us.
Well, I also hear from you that it feels like there's a relationship, because it's an important relationship. I need to trust you.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of money.
That's right.
And it's my future. It's my family's future that we're setting up. So there has to be that dialogue that you were talking about, that voice.
Absolutely. We need to be very clear on what your goals are. And we know you're going to be different and your goals are going to be different from, you know, our other clients and our other prospects. And so we work very hard to try to incorporate all that into our finished product, which is our portfolios.
And what does the average client look like on paper to you?
Well, they're all individuals.
Okay.
You know, now that they could own their investment accounts as a part of their retirement plan, as a part of their trust, you know, through a foundation. But ultimately, we really deal with individuals and families. Typically, they range anywhere from $500,000 on up, and most, because of the long-term relationships we've had, have a few $1 million with us. You know, somewhere between 3 and 4 is sort of our average sort of client.
Well, and I would imagine that's a little bit generational too. That if you're with, you know, a father, that might go to his children and his children's children.
Correct.
If you know, all has gone well.
A lot of
Yes.
times parents want to have their children involved to understand what's going on and to educate them as they go forward.
Right, because it is an education. You get a little smarter as you figure out how this
Absolutely.
works.
Yeah, and families are extended longer, and you're dealing with. You used to deal just with let's get the kids up and out, and now there's a lot of care being provided for parents, and you know, working not only working with their life but working with their money as well, and so that multi-generation has taken on a really different dimension over the last several years.
So Bridget, what is the outlook for the financial world these days?
Well, we're positive. We're cautiously positive.
That's good news.
We think that we have. Our country now has a pretty clear agenda for growth, and yet we've come a long way pretty quickly, and so there's still some risks out there. And I think it's important that we would say to everybody, it's important to know the policies are going to change, and your portfolio has to change. Need to be aware of what the right time to make those changes and what those might be. But until we have more specifics, we wouldn't advise that anybody rush into anything right away. And Mark, you might want to.
I would just say that, you know, we're coming out of a period where interest rates were at virtually zero for 8 years. There's a lot of dislocation. There's still a lot of macro risk out there. You know, whether or not the euro continues to be an entity or in a currency for that matter or not, could be major shocks, but there's also opportunities too. And we're focused on kind of ferreting out between the two and building portfolios that can endure and thrive.
Well, that's where some experience like you guys have really plays. So thank you for stopping by and sharing your thoughts and telling us a little bit about you. It's been nice to meet you both.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
We'll be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.